Hi everyone, Sammy here, your French tutor in London and online. I'm here in sunny Croatia and I wanted to share with you 7 tips to improve your French learning experience for busy adults, professionals in London and online. So I thought about this from my own experience, and the first tip, I think the most important one, is definitely to know why you are doing this. You need to picture why you're doing this. Are you trying to impress your girlfriend, your husband? Are you trying to talk to your French in-laws? Are you planning to move to France? Visualize the situation, and whenever you have ups and downs, remember why you are doing this. Yeah. Second is related, so you have to imagine the reward. That's very important. The reward is la carotte. It needs to be something that leads you, that motivates you, even when you're not so keen to learn and when you're lazy and when you're tired. There needs to be motivation that keeps you going all the way. Now, the third point is to bear in mind that it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect, and you have to accept that it will be messy. There will be mistakes. It's not about you. It's nothing personal. It's not your French tutor or French in-laws or French native speakers judging you. It's not a conscious effort to belittle you. It's only practice, as you would learn how to drive, how to run, how to speak a new language. This is hard, and this can't be perfect the first time. That's a sure thing. So in order to do that, that's my fourth tip to you. You need to be ready to find your inner child again. What's an inner child? What does a child do? They stand there, they be curious, they're being enthusiastic, they're being surprised, they allow themselves to have positive emotions about the world that surrounds them, and they just absorb, as a consequence, the language, their native language, without making any conscious effort to memorize lists or irregular verbs. They never do that. They're just in the moment, they're just in the flow, and they allow themselves to be immersed, to be surrounded by the language. Now, there might be some hang-ups on your side, such as you think you want to move to France, but actually you're not so sure. You think you want to marry this French girl, but actually you're not so sure. And that stops you from being fully immersed in the experience and fully wanting to learn the language. So you become a little bit closed-minded to something, some words, some structures, like this is too difficult, I'm not doing this. But if you were a child, you would never say that, because you would just be open to more or less anything. Yeah. So that was the mindset. That's the necessary mindset to try and learn something. Now, how do you do this? You need some techniques. I have some techniques for you. So tip 5 is to, when you learn vocab, when you learn vocab, you will need to have a technique to learn vocab. You just can't just learn lists and lists forever. That some people are like that. Some people are used to this kind of learning. Although for most people, in my experience, it doesn't make a lot of sense, because life will get in the way and they will forget. They will learn, they're smart people. They will learn, they will try to memorize, they're good students and they're trying their best. But life gets in the way, and you have other responsibilities. You have a job, you have kids, maybe a family, maybe relatives to take care of. You just can't deal with just plain memorizing aimlessly. So when you learn vocab and you can't remember that word, so let's take légume. You can't remember the word légume for vegetables. And next thing you know, you learn vegetables in a book, goes les légumes. A couple of days later, a week later, how do you say vegetables again? I forgot. You don't want that, yeah? So how do you do this? You want to give les légumes or légumes a shape, a form, a story, a taste. So les légumes, there's a taste, obviously, but what I would do is just make up a stupid story if I can't remember the word légumes. So I would just say légumes, as in les gum. What does that? It looks like English, les gum. Why would they say gum? That's stupid, and it's meant to be stupid. And you could be like, oh, apparently the French eat gum when they eat vegetables. That's weird. Or vegetables are made of gum. Gum. So next time you know vegetables go gum, gum, and you've got it. That's yours. That's your trick to remembering les légumes. Another tip, not vocab, but grammar-wise. So you have these irregular verbs to learn, and it's awful. and it's boring and you don't have time for this, I totally understand. It's the same for me when I learned English or German or Croatian. It's like, who wants to do that ever? Nobody wants to do this. So a tip is to give those irregular verbs a personality. So regular verbs are nice people, nice guys. They behave, they know their pattern and they stick to their pattern. They're nice people, they're nice guys, nice girls. But what you want to do with irregular verbs is treat them as such. They misbehave. They are being nasty and naughty verbs. Naughty guys, nasty girls, okay? You personify them however you want. I would go for the bad boy type for savoir, for example. Savoir misbehaves. Savoir is untamable. Savoir is friendly at first. It goes savoir, the V drops, it goes je sais, tu sais, il sait. Savoir is friendly at first. Hey, 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 je sais, tu sais, il sait. That's a good approach for savoir. But what you need to know about savoir is that when you make friends with him, then he starts to misbehave and actually come back to the infinitive. Comes back with this the, or comes back with his former girlfriend or something. Nous savons, vous savez, ils savent. So it goes the, as in the. I'm bored, the. The, as in back to the from savoir, as in the infinitive pattern. So hey, hey, hey becomes the, and that's emotions. Yeah, that's what you want. You want your brain to associate verbs with emotions. Otherwise, you could just be learning the phone book and random numbers, and that would be the same, and that wouldn't make any sense. So no one can do that, and you have to accept you can't either. So emotions are key. Another thing about emotions and why they are useful is because, let's take savoir again. You want the subjunctive of savoir. So savoir moves from this friendly, then grumpy pattern or whatever story you want to make up. Take subjunctive, goes il faut que je sache, il faut que tu saches, il faut qu'il sache, il faut que nous sachions, il faut que vous sachiez, il faut qu'il sache. How does that make sense? It makes sense. It doesn't. It doesn't. It goes sh for a reason, because there's no reason. It does not make sense. So hey, hey, hey became the. Subjunctive, next thing you know, you invite savoir to your place. Next thing you know, he's gone. He leaves and he goes, wait, what's going on with this girl, with this guy? I need to know. Il faut que je sache. And sache, to me, it's got this tough sh sound that makes it rough and jealous type, or I don't know, bad boy type, whichever type you think is more memorable to your personal experience. So that's where you are, and you've got these tricks. Now, in terms of technique, you want to focus on what you like. That's my last tip for you. 7 tip is know what you like. So whenever you know what you like, you're good, you feel good, you enjoy the moment, you have good resources, you think you'll be fine with that, but you might not know what you need, and what you like and what you need are two different things. So if you like something, but it's too difficult for you, are you going to keep watching this? No, because your motivation is low, and that will be some sort of blow to your self-esteem, as in, I can't do this, this is too hard, I would love to, but I just can't, can't do this. But if it's too easy, on the other hand, you might not have motivation, like, I've heard that before, yeah, whatever. So ideally, you want something in between. I recommend a professional tutor to help you with most of this what you need examples. It's getting hot here in Croatia. But the teacher just knows, the tutor just knows. That's his job. He knows the components, what you need, in which order, how to structure it. He prepares the lesson thoroughly and accordingly. So a mix of self-teaching is good, but you need to mix, self-teaching with a French tutor if you want to make quick and efficient progress and learn in a better way. Learning by yourself is hard. It's really hard. I've learned languages on my own. It's really difficult. I had no one. I had no support, and I wish there was someone to help me with this. I like self-teaching, but it's always nice to have a mentor, someone that just keeps the motivation going and tells you how to do this. So What I think is a mix of self-teaching and a professional French tutor is the ideal mix for adults who are busy, who have a life, other responsibilities, and to avoid those frustrating, wasted attempts to learn the language, and on top of that with false expectations. So if you like these tips, please share, please comment. Feedback is always good. You can share your feedback with me, share with other people what you think is difficult, what you think is actually relevant, what are some other tips I might have not mentioned today. And if you want to get in touch with me for a trial lesson and see how tutoring would benefit you, please do. I'm very happy to receive any queries, and I hope to see you soon. Ciao. Bye. Au revoir.